Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kyra, and here on this channel we love makeup, but we are all about real makeup for real life and real people. Video is all about one-hit wonders, and what that is are makeup products that I only have one product from a specific brand. So I've seen a few different people do this video. I've seen Kelly Gooch, Lauren May Beauty, as well as Sarah Rose most recently. So I'll have all of those videos linked down below. And one thing I want to make sure to cover for each of these products today is whether the product that I own is making me feel like I want to try more from the brand or not. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and get started. The product that I first and immediately thought of upon deciding to do this video is my Sigma Enchanted palette. I got this holiday of last year. This palette has a beautiful color story. I like the mattes. I'm not a big fan of the shimmers. There's a couple of shimmers in here that are really soft, smooth, buttery, more like a metallic shadow, but there's quite a few shades as well that are just chock full of glitter with almost no base pigment, and that is not what I was expecting from this palette. These three shades right here are the ones that are more of your metallic finish. Right, and those are really beautiful. However, there are four shades that are more of the sort of glitter toppery type shades that I was talking about, and I don't know, I guess they look a little pigmented, but on the eyes, they either have like more of this black base, like these two. If you see when I bend my fingers how dark it gets, it's because there's some sort of a black base pigment. And then these two on the end are beautiful toppers, but again, I was hoping for more of that thickness, richness, and base pigment that I thought I was going to get. Probably one of the best things about this palette is the double-ended brush that I received, and I really, really love it and use it like almost daily. But this palette does not necessarily make me want to try other Sigma palettes or other Sigma products. Of course, I can't make any comparisons because I only have this one product. So if I was going to invest in another palette from Sigma because the color story really spoke to me, I would have to see some reviews and possibly even some comparisons in formula to this palette before I would consider it. The other brand that I only have one product from is Aether Beauty, and it is the Rose Quartz Crystal Gemstone palette. This palette has since been redone and it's in different packaging. I'm not for sure why they did that, but I do love this palette. It was a gift from a friend. You have four beautiful duochromes in the center here, and then a mixture of mattes and metallics around the outside. I really think the mattes are fantastic in here. They're smooth, they're super blendable, and I also really love sort of your standard metallic formula in here. The duochromes can be a little tricky to work with because there's not a lot there. I feel like I would probably be best to use like a sponge tip applicator. They work, they're just harder to work with. So I do love the palette overall, though. I love what the brand stands for. They frequently have one cause or another that they're donating to through each palette release, which I can really appreciate. So with this one, even though I kind of have to fuss with the four most interesting shades in here, I do think I would be interested in trying more from this brand. I do know they have at least one all matte palette, which I believe is the Joshua Tree palette. So that would be one I would be interested in just because I already know I like the matte formula. My all-time holy grail 100% perfect foundation comes from a brand that I still only own the foundation from, and that is Missha. This is the Missha Perfect Cover BB Cream. I have two shades, 23 and 27. I tend to mix them, but this is just my perfect foundation. It's smooth, it's not too heavy. It has good coverage, but not too much coverage. It's not too dewy. It's definitely not matte. This is just perfect. But I still haven't tried anything else from Missha. I have definitely looked at other products from Missha through sites like YesStyle or Stylevana. I'm definitely keen to try some more from this. There's a couple of products that I've seen. There's like some single eyeshadows from Missha that are really, really stunning that I wouldn't mind trying, as well as maybe one of their cushion products. I'm always curious about cushion foundations and how it would work for my skin. And I feel like if I want to try one, I want to try one from a brand that I already know that I like at least one complexion product from. Next, we have the Oma Stay Woke Concealer. I have the shade Fair Lady T2, and this is an interesting product. It's quite a thick product. It's almost like a whipped texture. And I gotta be honest with you guys, this is not my favorite concealer in my collection. I think that it's a little bit fussy. I don't think that it applies very well with a sponge, at least not in my experience. And it's just not a favorite for me. And unfortunately, it's kind of left a little bit of a bad taste, or at least a caution with me, because so many people raved about this concealer and the foundation and other things from Oma Beauty. I've had the contour highlighter stick on my wish list for a long time, but I ultimately took it off because this is not a cheap brand, and because I didn't have like the most exciting experience with this, I'm not really feeling led to look into or try any more products from Oma Beauty. So one product I did not pick for myself, it came in a little Sephora Favorites kit, is the Iconic London Sheer Bronze. I have the shade Caramel Glow. This is a really pretty product, actually. It was something I was aware of, and it actually was a part of why I went ahead and purchased the Sephora Favorites kit. Besides this one, there was several other products in the kit that I had been wanting to try, or at least formulas, like the Tarte Sea Breezy Blush. So like I said, I didn't pick this for myself, but I actually really like this. And what I like this for, I know a lot of people were like, wow, this like blends out to nothing, and it kind of does, but I really like this for no makeup days. I think also it's really pretty mixed in with foundations for just a little bit more of a warm glow to the skin. It's a really nice versatile product, and I like it. It does make me want to consider purchasing more Iconic London products in the future. There's one that is kind of similar to like a Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter product. It's sort of like a glow from within product. You could use it again, just like the Charlotte Tilbury, in a multitude of ways, mixed in as a base, as a liquid highlighter, etc. And I just think that looks really beautiful. It also has some coverage like the Charlotte Tilbury product, so it comes in different shades. So yeah, this little guy that I didn't know I wanted is now leading me in the direction of wanting to try more from a brand I'm just not all that familiar with. One brand that I really only started hearing about within the last year or so, Byeee Sarian from Murder, Mystery, and Makeup did a collaboration eyeshadow palette with them. But this product was decluttered to me from a friend who had two of a very similar shade, and that is the Estate Do Me Baked Highlighter in the shade Byeee with 3 E's. And this is really interesting. It's definitely baked, but it is a really pretty color. It applies really beautifully on the skin, and it kind of filled a need for me, a need within my collection, and that was like a light gold highlighter. So many times when I think I've found like the perfect light gold highlighter, I end up with something either very yellow or too pale, more like a champagne, and I have a lot of champagne highlighters. So I was really happy to end up with this one. Does this make me want to try more from the brand? Not necessarily. It's a nice product, and again, it kind of filled a need in my collection. It's beautiful, it performs well, but it's not something that's like tripping my trigger, so to speak. It's not anything too exciting. I think it's a nice baked formula. It doesn't feel quite as dry as some other baked formulas. So, you know, it is what it is. I like it, but I don't think I need anything else from the brand right now. For blush, I have two. You know how much I love blush. The first one is from Stila. It is the Comfortable color in Lilium. It is a cream cheek, and I love my cream cheeks. We all know that. I just thought it was such a perfect, simple, warm pink blush. I really like this sort of formula, which is kind of hard to describe. It doesn't feel at all greasy, but it's very creamy and very emollient. It does remind me a lot of the Tower 28 cream blushes. This doesn't necessarily make me want to try more from the brand, other than maybe another shade in this exact product. Stila is one of those brands where they don't excite me with their releases. I think they've kind of had their day in the sun, and they've yet to come back to us with a product that is current or trendy or what have you. I know a lot of people still use Stila, or they have holy grail products from Stila, like their liquid liner or their liquid lipsticks. I'm not buying. I've tried a couple of other Stila products, but this is the only one that I own, and it's really the only one that I want at this point in time. I don't have my eye on another color, but if I found another color that I liked in this formula, I would consider purchasing from the brand again. And then the other blush comes from Ciate London. Such pretty packaging. This was a gift from my girl Angela. This is their marbled light blush in the shade Halo. And it's such a unique texture. It is baked. It feels just like an Hourglass blush. So I was very excited about that because I'm not currently purchasing from Hourglass. But this is also just a beautiful color that I feel like is, you know, just something really nice for my skin tone. It's pinky, but as you can see, it has a beautiful sheen to it. And there's not a stitch of glitter in here or anything like that. It's just like the Hourglass blushes in that it has a really healthy, luminous glow on the cheeks. And I just love this. I could not be happier. I would definitely consider buying more blushes like this in different shades. But again, I don't know that this really makes me excited for the Ciate London brand. Once in a while, there's something that comes out that maybe catches my eye. But again, like the Stila, unless I was purchasing just a different shade in the same product, I'm not really excited to dive back into the brand anytime soon. And lastly, I have a couple of lip products. So let's go ahead and talk about a controversial brand. I don't even know, honestly, and don't really care why this brand was so controversial when I first kind of came onto the YouTube scene a few years ago. But I do love the formula of the Lime Crime Wet Cherry Glosses. I started off with the green one, and this is just a clear gloss, but it has green and sort of teal blue glitter in it. Why I felt possessed, I don't know. I saw this on Heather Austin's channel, and on her lips, and it just looks so beautiful. And it is fun, especially for camera, but in real life it looks like I'm wearing green glitter on my lips. So I don't get as much use out of this one, which is why I went ahead and purchased the clear gloss, not only because I was in the market for a clear gloss, but because it smells amazing, like amazing. It's like almost like a cherry and vanilla scent, or like a sweet cherry candy kind of a scent. I don't know, and I'm not even really big on like cherry flavors. Does this make me want to purchase from Lime Crime? Not really. I mean, I'm still curious about the brand. There's a couple of palettes that have definitely caught my eyes over the last couple of years of being aware of the brand. But this specific product doesn't make me want to purchase more from this specific brand. It's a nice gloss. I like it. It's fine, but it's like not earth-shaking or groundbreaking or anything like that. So next, a product that I got in PR from Influencer is the Giorgio Armani Lip Power. This is in the shade 504 Flirt, which is actually a very pretty shade. I do like the shade very much. It's sort of a dusty rose, maybe a touch of berry. The thing I do like is the shape of the bullet and the fact that the component has that same peak like the tip of the teardrop here. So the entire bullet of lipstick is going to be nice and pointed for application, which I think is really cool. Why everybody doesn't do this, I can't say. The component is beautiful, black lacquered, red lacquered, and it's like flared at the top and flared at the bottom. It's just a beautiful piece. I'm happy to have it. Does this make me want to try more from Giorgio Armani? Not really. I mean, there's a couple of products from Armani that have been on my wish list for a long time. I'd love to try the Power Fabric foundation as well as the Luminous Silk concealer, just because I think they would both be really nicely suited for my skin type. But again, this particular product doesn't make me want to go out and buy a full face of Armani makeup, but I would not have purchased this on my own. Kind of like the Iconic London, the Ciate, the Estate. These are all things in this video that I did not purchase for myself. That being said, it is a really nice product. It just doesn't like wow me to the point of needing to try more from Armani. It's a very standard sort of satin lipstick formula. It is a nice formula, but not really any nicer than some of my drugstore lipsticks for sure. So take that for what you will, and take all of these as just my personal opinion on these products in my collection. What brands do you only have one product from? What are your one-hit wonders? So I hope you found this video helpful or entertaining in some way, shape, or form. And if you did, I hope you'll give this video a thumbs up and subscribe before you leave. And I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful makeup days.